Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you're safe, you are well, and you are with people you care about who also care for you. We have some issues with our sunflowers. So this is the sunflower as it should be. It's kind of leaning forwards, but if I show you, all of the front of the garden is leaning forwards, and that's because a couple of nights ago, we had a massive thunderstorm pass through and it knocked down a lot of the taller plants at the front of the house. And that's meant that everything looks really messy and horrible. But some of the sunflowers are doing all right. So this sunflower here is looking amazing and the honeysuckle is looking great. But then this sunflower here is looking very drab and unhappy and a little bit, not super happy. So I'm just going to prop it up there and hopefully we can make things a little bit better. You'll see over here, there's some sunflowers here that are doing ever so good. These ones have actually grown wonderfully, and I think they're going to be the tallest sunflowers that we have this year, which is saying something. I'm filming it right now when there's a lot of heat still in the air. We had temperatures into triple digits today. It was very unpleasant and very hot. And you can see just looking into the greenhouse here that some of my tomato plants and some of my cucumbers have sagged. This is very typical of heat-related sagging. So what we're going to try and do here is just lift these up as best I can and encourage them to go back up. This heat is not doing anybody, not animals, not creatures, not insects, not plants, nothing. It's really horrible heat. And I know it's not as hot as some of the heat that we've had in other parts of the US, but it is really brutal. And I may have to come in and remove some of these later because once they have been knocked down, once they have sort of reached that point where they break off. In fact, this one has already broken off. This is unfortunate, but it happens. I'm going to have to snip this off here and hopefully save the rest of the tomatoes. And this only happens when the temperature gets ridiculously hot. It was well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit today. It's still really ridiculously hot, and all it takes is one or two plants and then the rest will follow. Luckily though, my tomatoes are very resilient and I think a lot of them are going to be just fine. I'm still waiting for these green ones here to turn, but they are getting very close. I don't know if you can see through here, but they are getting very close to being harvestable. There's nothing worse than coming into a greenhouse after a really hot day and seeing all your tomatoes looking like this. But like I say, unfortunately, that is part of the thing here. And the garden is really struggling with this extreme heat. We've got our second round of strawberries now, so that's nice. The strawberries kind of have a bit of a break and then they come back. You'll see I've got some there and there's a few more coming in. But the broccoli is about the only thing that's even looking half decent right now. And if you look, we're going to have some lovely broccoli florets coming up very soon. I think this is my best year for broccoli, period, which I'm very happy about because I like broccoli. However, my courgettes, my zucchinis and my corn really struggling. I am not expecting any of those this year. But what I am expecting a lot of, and I'm going to want to wander back here, is berries. So my raspberries are coming on amazingly well. And we also have blackberries aplenty. So if I come back here and hope that there are no wasps and whatnot about, because they do come. But as you can see here, we are getting very close to having some blackberries come. And earlier today, I actually had some of these ones have started to turn. So it's not going to be long before we are into blackberry jam making season. Look at these. They look absolutely amazing. And let me give you a taste. Wow. Wow, that's really, really sweet. I haven't cut back those ones this year because I knew that they were really sweet ones. This is another one right here. I think, oh, wow. That one, look at how juicy that is. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in some supermarkets around the world, they would charge you like $20 for a pound of those, but these are really, really sweet and really wonderful. So I'm very grateful that we're getting a decent amount. Maybe £20 is an exaggeration, £10 for sure. The amount of food inflation that we're seeing right now is just truly, truly bonkers. The chickens are surviving, as you can see here. They are really enjoying the fact that the lupins have provided some cover. Now, the lupins have kind of given up for the season, but if you look behind the sunflowers, you'll see that the chickens are actually doing a lot better now they have this shade, and it just gives them somewhere extra to hide when the temperature gets so blinking hot. And it really is blisteringly hot here right now. I haven't gone and looked at the apples because we do have a little bit of a wasp problem at the moment, so I'm going to go out and ask our local pest control folks to come and help me with that. But I've also not mowed the back lawn because in this kind of temperatures, that's just asking for trouble. The more moisture you can keep just above the surface, the better the soil will be, the better the grass will be, and the healthier everything else will be. So today is a bit of a short chicken and garden update. There's not been a lot really happening. But save from the storm taking out some of my plants and those blinking, the heat wave taking out the tomatoes and the cucumbers, it's kind of feeling a bit of a letdown right now. But look, it is the time of the year when I should be harvesting garlic. And actually, let me show you back here because the garlic is looking really quite nice. And a lot of the garlic has now kind of reached the end of its growing cycle. So let me show you this garlic before we sign off for today. And that is right here. If you look, all of the garlic stems have given up, but check those out. That is lovely. That is exactly what we want garlic to look like. And if I pull each one of these up, look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. And because it's been so hot and dry, a lot of these garlics are just, they're almost self-preserved for the winter. This is one of my elephant garlics. I don't know if you are familiar with elephant garlics, but they're much, much bigger. And they have these little nodules on the bottom, so they're rather nice. And these will keep us going for the rest of the year and well into next. So this one is a little bit, I should have harvested this one a little bit earlier, but they're all looking incredibly good. So hopefully by next week I will have come in and harvested the rest of the garlic, and that will be a wonderful start to my harvest season. So let me know down below what's going on in your garden this week. Have you had issues with the heat? Are you preparing to harvest things like your garlic? And are you wondering when the heat waves are going to stop? Thanks for supporting us as usual. If you want to help us out, you can go to patreon.com/Transport Evolved. You can also send us Ko-fi. You can also send us tips on YouTube. You can visit our swag store. You can send us old-fashioned checks. It's all a great way of keeping us running and keeping the channel thriving. Make sure that you tell the important people in your life that they are important to you. Thanks for being the positive change we need to see in the world. And until next time, keep evolving.